the Everyday is a New Day podcast and live show. The inspirational show about moving forward and choosing to be more of you. Transmuting the self-doubt and stepping into courageously aligned confidence in who you uniquely are. My name is Kim O'Neill. I'm a twice certified transformational confidence coach, Reiki master, best-selling author, and former crime analyst who now helps empathic, heart-centered individuals shatter the noise of self-doubt, find clarity on what self-love really looks like, and the courage to be peacefully grounded in who you've always known you are, from the inside out. Join me for the live shows on Facebook and YouTube, and visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com for more info. Let's get to it. All right, and welcome to the Everyday is a New Day show. I am so happy to be back today, and I'm really excited to be sharing today's guest with you. Really quick, I do just want to take a quick moment and say hello to all of our live and replay viewers. It's so good to connect with you again. If you were with us on Monday, we started Mondays with Inspirational Message Mondays, and we're going to be doing that every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, live on Facebook and YouTube, and of course, replaying on all the podcast platforms. And on Thursdays, we have here our awesome, fun guest shows, and I'm so excited for today's guest. So with that, do go ahead and say hello in the comments. Let us know what you're taking away, what ahas you have throughout the show. And without further ado, I'm going to bring up today's guest. We have here with us Miss Doris Victoria. How are you, Doris?
I'm good. Let me just give you a big hug.
Oh, it's so good to see you, Doris. Doris and I have been friends for a few years now. And for those that don't know, and in fact, I haven't even mentioned this to you, Doris, but I'm sure you remember, Doris was one of my very first guests on the Everyday is a New Day show that has evolved so much over the years. And do you remember that, Doris?
Yes, of course I do. Of course I do. How could I not?
Well, good.
It was so much fun. And I remember we were talking about joy. How to stand in your power. It's really about being joyful. I remember that.
And about healing and all of that. That was a lot of it was about healing. And anyway, it's just so much fun. I may go ahead and share a little clip about that a little later. But but Doris, will you tell everyone, everyone who's getting to meet you for the very first time, just, in a nutshell, will you share with them a little bit more about who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. My passion is to work as a transformational and reconnective light coach. And I started using that word instead of life coach. I started using light coach, because what I really do is I help my clients to reconnect with that inner light. We all have that light within us, that divinity, and we have forgotten when we came to earth. And so my work is really to help my clients, bringing back self-love, bringing back confidence into their life, empowering them to stand in their power and to really be who they are, and to kind of, to slowly but surely erase all these limited beliefs, all these, thoughts, beliefs that we picked up from parents or society or whomever, and really come back into that inner divine being that we truly are.
Doris, I love it. I think it's so fitting that you have claimed light coach as a title for you. The theme for the Everyday is a New Day show, and of course our Inspirational Message Mondays this year, is Let Your Light Shine. And and that's how I feel about it too. So I love that you screamed at that. Mm-hmm. And there's more in store this year that I will be sharing as we move through. I'm really excited. It's been interesting because it's been hard for me to actually contain some of what I'm excited about sharing. But I just have to at least share it now that, for everyone who is with us today, live or on the replay, this is your time. This is your time to shine your light. And I believe that we all do that in a myriad of ways. And so it's simply about you allowing yourself to own and embrace that so you can shine that, be that, and all of that. So Doris, with that, what does let your light shine mean to you?
Oh gosh, where do I begin? I think let your light shine is to remember who you are, to remember that you are love, that you are light, that you are everything that you have been wanting, that you have been seeking in your life, that all that is already within you. And let your light shine is to really, it's like the story of the golden Buddha. Have you heard about that story?
I have, and I know this. Yes, go. Feel free if you want to share it. We've shared this before on the show, and
Yeah.
it bears repeating.
Yeah. Anyway, it really does. It bears repeating. Well, there are a few monks, and everyone tells it in their own way. Everyone tells it a little different. But how I remember it, there's monks that are finding a clay Buddha in a forest, and they decide to use that Buddha as their shrine for, praying and everything. The Buddha is a beautiful clay Buddha. And then one day they got threatened and they have to leave. And the roads have been very, they haven't been made so that the Buddha is starting to lose all the clay, and it got cracks and it chipped off, and so then one night, one of the monks shone the fire toward the Buddha. There was always one guardian, and then he saw light coming out of the Buddha. And so he called the other monks, and together they were chipping off the rest of the clay, and out came a beautiful golden Buddha. And this is how I see ourselves a little bit. We come here, we're being born, we are divine consciousness in a human body. We chose this human form, and we know why we're here. We knew why we wanted to come back to this earth, right? So we have all these answers, and then we got born, and we go through this process where we seem to forget all of that. And the more we erase of everything we have learned, I always say, to stand in your power, forget everything you have learned. The more we forget what we have learned, and the more we can just be permeable to life itself, and let us be guided or breathed by life,
Yes.
life breathing through you, the more we can stand in our light. And when we do, we can then shine our light to the entire world, and then others will also feel, they will know it's safe to do that.
Yes. And what I hear you saying is just kind of this piece of remembering, because I think there's this deep inherent knowing, internal knowing of who you are. It's like, you know who you are when you're outside your body before you come to earth. You come to earth in your body, and you don't really know. You kind of forget. And there's kind of this remembering, this reconnecting to your own light, to who you authentically are. And there's so many different phrases that I've heard people use, unbecoming, becoming, allowing, right? The remembering, whichever word you use, I love it. It's all about coming home and tuning into that. And so I love it, and I'm very passionate about it. And thank you for sharing the story of the Golden Buddha again, because I think that is I don't recall if you said this just now, but it's a true story. Right? It is a true story, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Okay. I started to second guess that. No, it's a true story. And I think that's what makes it even more powerful, is just because I think that can speak to so many of us. So for our audience today, have you heard the story of the Golden Buddha, and what does that bring up for you when you think about that, being covered in that clay, the metaphor that might be in your life, and then allowing it to flake off so you can shine and be this gorgeous, gorgeous being that you are.
Yeah.
And
when I talk about clay, what I really mean are these energy layers, like an onion, like these energy layers of, you're not good enough, you can't, who do you think you are? All these limited beliefs that we picked up. Well, let me just tell you, you can, you are good enough, and you've got this.
Absolutely. I love it. And I know I've been posting some of the viewer comments live on the screen. I just want to give them a quick shout out. Hello to Helene and Stacy, and I believe we have Nikki with us, and Joanne was here as well. And hello to Christy. So awesome to see all of you. Helene is saying, "This is my light. is the love of life, and I know to encourage others. And I feel the light walks in heart with joy. I am rocking anew with love of life with light. Absolutely. Helene, you were doing a fantastic job shining your light. So thank you for sharing that with us. And Carol, good to see you too. Doris, what do you think? So now let's talk about, when a person is on this journey, right, of being in that space of remembering, of becoming, allowing all of it, allowing that clay, those layers to come off and flake away. What do you think some of the first things, I don't know, mindsets, experiences a person may have that they start to move through as they're in that process of allowing their light to shine? Like, what comes up for you when you think a person's beginning that process of choosing to say yes to themselves and allowing their light to shine?
A lot of resistance. A lot of resistance. Fear. Fear is a biggie.
Yeah.
We picked up so much, and many of us healers and, coaches, anyone in a counseling profession here on earth, we remember, I do for myself, but I know that others, many of my clients also do remember past lifetimes. And so it's not safe. And so there's a lot of resistance. And if you listen to that feeling and you really welcome it, and then you work with this feeling of resistance, that's when you slowly but surely get to transform it and come home into yourself. And those fears, oftentimes, they're just, fear is a big illusion, but to us, it seems so real. And what I know to say is that the soul often remembers the feeling of the last breath it took in a past incarnation. And that often stays with us. And because it was many times very, very painful, we then just choose to not change. We choose to be that false self that we constructed based upon outside feedbacks that we got as children. And we choose to stay there because it's safe. And the ego always wants to, Wayne Dyer said it so beautiful, edge God out. The ego.
Oh, I love that. I haven't heard that one.
Oh, you haven't? I like it. Yeah. Edge God out. Meaning that the ego is really, it's the intellect. It's the false self that doesn't really know who you are. But the ego's first and foremost duty is to keep you here, is to
keep you safe.
Exactly.
Right. Yes.
Exactly. So in order to be safe, many of us choose not to make that first step, or not to, let go of this abusive relationship, or leave that abusive job, or whatever, because of that fear. But that fear, when we understand that this fear is just an illusion, it's not real. And
I love that you use the word illusion. And it's interesting how a person can come to an awareness of, oh, wow, this thing I thought was so real isn't really real. Because when we start to come to know the power of our mind and how our emotions are constantly communicating to us, right, then we can start to tune in more and more and go, oh my goodness, I now get to see more of my own power. I'm now looking at more of my own power. And if that's an illusion and I get to create a new reality, whoa, then wow. Right? And so, let's talk. Go ahead.
And that can be scary.
Yes, exactly.
New reality, that can be scary, because the ego is going to make everything for you not to step out there, because the ego is telling you, well, you don't know what lies on the other side. I can't let you go. I might lose you. I'm not going to lose you. So you're constant in that battle of the soul wanting to come home, and the ego telling you, no, this is too dangerous. I'll keep you safe, even though you're miserable, but here you're safe.
We're just going to take a moment. Breathe that in. I'm seeing a peace sign from one of our live viewers. Absolutely. Peace. Oh my goodness. And we have another comment here from a viewer saying, I've recently remembered a past life, connected with my soul's purpose in this life, and it's been beautiful, powerful, and incredibly humbling. Oh my goodness.
Goosebumps. I get goosebumps. Good for you. Good for you. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful.
It is very beautiful. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And Sherry is with us. Hello, Sherry. Good to see you too. Oh my goodness. Where do we want to go next? You know what, Doris? Let's go ahead, and I love that we've really gone deep so quickly, and I love that. I love to pull cards, and we're doing a lot of that in our Inspirational Message Mondays. If you haven't yet watched that, let's go ahead and pull a card right now from. I have a new chakra deck that I'd like to pull from, and what do you say we pull a card from that deck and just see what added messages or affirmations may want to come through for everyone that today's conversation is resonating for. So Doris, the way that I like to do this, I'm just doing a light shuffling right now. This is a brand new deck that I have. And so just doing some light shuffling and tuning in. And I would love if you would tell me, I'm going to go ahead and do some more shuffling. And if you'll tell me when to stop, I'll choose the card on top or whatever's flipped over at that moment. Okay.
Okay. That's good.
So
Stop.
Okay. So the one on top here is, oh, this is beautiful. So it's third chakra, your solar plexus. So in the space of your abdomen. And this one is representing oneness and unity.
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. And we were talking about standing in your power. Well, your solar plexus is your power center. The sun, the light within you. Wow.
Well, and what I love about this too is we're talking about that remembering, coming back home. And whenever you desire more connection with other people, it's always going to start with that connection with yourself and being in that space of alignment with who you feel you truly are. And so there are a few different affirmations on this card. Doris, choose, let's see, there's 4 different affirmations. Choose a number 1 through 4, Doris.
3.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the affirmation is, I see everything as part of my own life, and I accept others for who they are. Doris, do you have any thoughts about that affirmation?
Yes. The more we know ourselves, the more we'll understand others, the more compassion we can have for others, the more love we will have for others. We won't even feel the need to judge anymore. Nothing. I think this is really key for coming home and for connecting with that oneness that we have always been and we have just forgotten.
Absolutely. The more we stop judging ourselves, the easier it becomes to naturally stop judging other people. Absolutely. And Sherry is saying, Helene said, oh my God. The wrong one. And Sherry is saying, love that one. If you see it again, will you grab one for me? Sherry, you can have this one right here. You know what? I will go ahead. Let me go ahead and share the rest of the affirmations on this. So the other affirmations here are, I accept the oneness of all life, and I know I am one with all others on this journey. I support them and let them support me. I am brave and not afraid to ask for assistance. That was a long one. Then here's the second one. I allow myself to empathize and sympathize with others, and I choose to see the love in all around me. Okay. And the last one here is, I find common ground with others rather than differences, as this brings harmony into my life and into theirs. You know what? And that reminds me of a process you and I learned many years ago, the positive aspects process. Do you remember that? Do you do that? It's from
Abraham Hicks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the positive aspects process, so it is an Abraham Hicks law of attraction process. And it's simply, if you're in a space of finding it challenging to stop judging another person, or finding it challenging to accept another person, accept a situation, whatever it may be that you're finding it challenging to just love and accept and appreciate, get a pen and paper and just start a list of positive aspects. Title that, whatever it may be. Let's say you're having a hard time with a family member. Write their name at the top of the page and just start to make a list of all the positive aspects that you see within them, whatever it may be. No judgment, nothing is too small. And start to allow that to become your focus and really tune into that, allow that energy to grow. And the more you spend time focusing on that, you'll start to find more things to appreciate. And then it will just naturally become easier to begin to accept them and love them for who they are. So that's what's coming to mind. Definitely wanted to share that.
And you know what I tell my clients? To do the same with themselves. That's
Yes.
always the hardest. It's always easy to find good aspects about others, but for yourself, I just recently told one of my clients, write a love letter and then you send it to me. Write a love letter to yourself and then send it to me. And it was just beautiful. And this is how it starts. When we stop judging ourselves, we won't feel the need to judge others anymore because judgment is gone. When you are in peace and love with yourself, you will have the understanding for where others are. Even when they're attacking you, you will just feel compassion because you're not hooked anymore. Because you are no longer judging you for what they're attacking you for, so you're not triggered.
Doris, that was so good. I love that word, hooked.
Yeah.
Yes, hooked, triggered. Absolutely. Okay, so I love Doris. Okay, so Doris, we've already shared so many just good little messages and of course affirmations and everything, but I also love to just highlight quotes. And so I know I didn't actually ask you this beforehand, but I know you're a fan of Rumi. I know you have lots of favorite quotes that you love. And so when you think about letting your light shine, is there a favorite quote that comes to mind that you'd like to share with us today?
Do you know who you are? You are the manuscript of a divine letter. You are reflecting a noble face. The universe is inside you. Don't seek outside yourself. Everything you seek, you already are.
Doris.
And of course, it comes from Rumi.
That was beautiful. And I love how you had all that memorized.
Oh, well, Rumi is kind of like, this is my second incarnation in this lifetime. I feel like one part of me is Doris Victoria, the other part is Rumi. This poetry is always walking with me ever since I wrote my book about it.
And I was just going to say, please tell everyone the title of your book.
My book is called The Meaning of God, Love Explained on Rumi's Poetry. And I wrote this because Rumi has been a big ally for me to find my own divinity too. And I'm still finding it, every day with each breath, I'm connecting more to it because I think this is the beauty of a lifetime. We'll never get it done,
Exactly. Yes.
And you can find it, if you're interested, you could find it on balboapress.com or on Amazon, of course.
And with that, I'm going to go ahead and use this new screen share feature. That's not actually new. It's new to me in the way that I'm using it. I want to give everyone a quick look at that. And so going to show them right here. This is Doris's book, The Meaning of God. And I just even love that cover, Doris.
I chose the cover because the rainbow is kind of symbolizing our chakras. It is our energy centers. And when all of them are open, you will find the treasure right here, right in front of your feet. And there's another quote, where you stumble, therein lies your treasure.
Beautiful. And I'm actually just going to take a quick moment to ask, Doris, were you able to see that screen share?
No, I wasn't.
I was screen sharing and none of y'all saw it. Okay. Let me do a quick share of that again so everyone can see Doris's beautiful, beautiful book here. Here we go again. And there should go. There we go. There we go. There we go. You can see Doris's beautiful book.
There we go.
Yes. So wonderful. Let me take that off
But
screen.
you know what? I was going to tell you, you have a beautiful voice. Why don't you sing? While you were looking for this, and here we go. You know, you had this beautiful timbre.
Yeah, thank you, Doris. I appreciate that. I do love to sing, and I think I mentioned to you something we had a lot of fun with last year, and many of our viewers today know. That was what I was asking everyone last year. I said, "Will you make up a random song with something?" And they were sharing their voice through song, through poems, through channeled messages. It was really, really beautiful, and yeah. So Doris. Where are we on time? Yeah, we're doing okay. So we are near the end of today's show. And I do want to make sure that everyone knows, yes, I believe you said this, you may have said this a moment ago, but if you'd like to connect with Doris, learn more about her coaching and her book, you can go to trustandshine.com. And Doris, are there any other instructions you'd like to provide everyone if they'd like to connect with you after today's show?
No, that's fine. I mean, I have an English-speaking Facebook group that's called the Gathering of Spiritual Leaders, Teachers, and Counseling, where I'm as well. If you want to connect with this one, Facebook would always be a good platform to connect, but the website is the best tool.
Okay, awesome. And with that, I am going to do another quick little screen share, and that is going to be a flat. Oh, okay. Hold on. Bear with me. Okay. So I do my practicing, and there's still things that happen in real time, and so I am going to do a blast from the past flashback. Here we go. Let's get Doris. Here we go.
Yoo-hoo!
Can you see this? Let's see.
I can. Yeah. I can
take
a beautiful green meadow. Why don't we sing in the meantime? Let your light shine, 'cause you are divine.
Okay, it looks like it wants to buffer, and it's taking its sweet time. So that's okay. We're going to stop the screen share for now. But I thought that would be really fun for everyone to see, because that was our very first interview together. So anyway, Doris, it's so fun to see how things have evolved and grown over time for you, for myself. And I just want to affirm for everybody that we are all growing. You are growing. We're constantly. And so much of that is really like what every day is a new day is about. Wherever you are today does not have to be where you are tomorrow. It's not going to be where you are tomorrow. And tomorrow can be a metaphor for, a year from now, 2 years from now. Allow yourself time to be and grow and evolve. And then make sure to look back and go, wow, look how far I've come. So anything that may be of discomfort right now, just, if you can allow yourself to just embrace and allow it to be, appreciate who you are today, because you are not the same person you were a year ago, 10 years ago. And who you are today is not going to be who you are 1 year from now, 10 years from now. You are beautiful as you are right now. And I just definitely want everyone to embrace that and appreciate that about themselves. And so, Doris, with that, I am simply going to close with, I'm going to close out today's show with asking you the same question. You just already started to do it, but would you honor us with a song with the words, "Let your light shine" in it?
I would sing the same that I've already made up before. Let your light shine, 'cause you are divine. Go your own path. Come home to yourself, or something like this. Find your path and start with the present moment, and just accept the present moment as it is, and walk in light, because this is who you are.
Thank you, Doris. And my apologies. In my screen sharing, I think my presence had shifted a little bit, that you already sang that. So
no. Hey, Kim, first, when the energies are like this, technology is giving us challenges. I know this from my side, and when we connect, there's always like, oh, there's such a strong energetic field around us. So no worries.
Well, Doris, thank you so much for being here with us today. It's so much fun connecting with you and seeing your light shine. Thank you for being who you are, for how you serve the planet, serve others, and I'm grateful for you and grateful to everyone who has been with us today. As always, if you haven't already, let us know what you're taking away from today's show. I'm seeing thank yous in the comments from our viewers. And Helene acknowledging Doris Victoria, you can sing. Absolutely. So thank you everyone for being here today. Hope you have an amazing day. Join us again on Monday for Inspirational Message Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific on YouTube and Facebook. And then again next Thursday for another guest interview at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you all then. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.